Hi guys, my name is Chris Okabwe, as you already know, and welcome to my Q&A. A couple of days ago, I did a Q&A on Instagram asking people to basically just ask me questions, and I would not respond on Instagram. Instead, I would come on here and respond to those questions in a vlog style kind of thing. I haven't done this before. I've done something similar with my twin brother a couple of years ago, something like the whole who's most likely to, and it was fun. So I am doing this again just by myself right now and hoping that it's just as fun. I have tons of questions. I will do my best to answer as many as possible, so please do not be offended if I don't answer your question. And if this video is too long, we might have to just split it in two and do a part two some other time. All right, so let's dive right into it. Who's ready? Because I am. Okay, so these questions are very random. It's not arranged in any particular order, so I'm just gonna go with the flow. First question says, what is the most important lesson you've learned throughout your journey? This is a deep one. I would say it would be that at the end of the day, everything will be all right last. I feel like in recent times, specifically in the last 3 years, a lot of things have happened in my life that just made me realize that we are really not as in control as we think of things. I was, doing my best to control certain situations, but the moment I just let go and let God and the universe, things eventually worked out the way I believe they were supposed to work out in the first place, without me having to stress about the outcome and stuff like that. So I would say the most important lesson I've learned is that at the end of the day, things always have a way of just working themselves out. So don't really stress about it. So this one goes, what is your favorite kind of roles to play? A lot of people probably think that I like to play the lover boy roles a lot. The truth is I actually don't. And the reason is very simple. They are not as challenging. That's the honest truth. And I love things that challenge me, especially physically. I think the best kind of movie that I really love to do right now is an action movie. And I'm not talking about like just, gunshots and everything. I'm talking about like proper physical hand-to-hand combat. Like I love stuff like that. Obviously, it's going to require a lot of like training and rehearsing and sweat and blood and energy and everything. And that's the kind of things that I live for. Now, if this story is tied to a love story, good and fine. If it's not, good and fine. I just really love to do something that would really test me physically. And things that are very different from the person that I am in real life, because that is the only way that I feel like I am, creating art, where I am just, giving the opportunity to be someone very different. So yes, contrary to what you guys think, I don't really like the lover boy roles. It comes, we take it every now and again, but yeah, it's not my favorite. Okay, so this is a 3-part question. This person is actually very smart, trying to put 3 questions into one. But yeah, it's interesting anyway. It goes, do you have kids? If not, do you want kids? And if you do, how many do you want? I don't have kids yet. I definitely want to be a father sometime in this lifetime. And how many do I want? I think I'm fine with 1, or 2 max. My mother may not be thrilled about that, because if you leave that woman, she just wants grandkids all over the place. Growing up, I actually wanted to have like many children, because I grew up in a large household and there was like so many of us. So I kind of like, grew up around that and wanted that. But the way the economy is speaking now, I think 1 or 2 will be fine. Now, I don't even know if I want twins, even though I'm a twin. I really don't care. If I have twins, great. If I don't, great. Like I'm really open or not open to it, I don't care. So yeah, that's that about that question. Who is your role model? Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, I don't have any role models. I have people that I look up to. I have people that I am inspired by. I have people that I admire. People that I value, or give credit to the work that they do, the empire that they've built and stuff like that. But I don't really have any role models right now. Maybe in the future, I don't know. It's just what it is. And this goes, have you ever had a crush on a female colleague, or so basically you're saying, have you ever had a crush on a female colleague or had feelings for a female colleague? The simple answer is yes. And it's very simple. We're all human beings. I think it depends on your context of the whole thing. Crush is like an attraction, right? And as humans, it's not something that we really can control. What we can control is what we do with that feeling. So it's very normal for you to, be attracted to someone for whatever reason. It may not even necessarily be like their appearance or whatever. It might be the way they speak or the way they think, or whatever. I know I'm sounding political, but it's the truth. And in my line of work, I'm exposed to a lot of women. Outside that, I grew up around a lot of women. So it's not something that happens to me very often for me to like crush on someone. There has to be something more beyond the physical. And by that, I don't mean like spiritual or anything. It just has to be, you can't just look beautiful and expect that, yes, I'm gonna crush on you, because there's like a gazillion other beautiful women just the moment you walk out the door. So yes, I have, but it only ends at that. You can't crush on everyone you jump on a film set with, because you're going to be on a film set the following day or the following week, and you just be crushing on people like that. It doesn't work that way. Who is your celebrity crush? I feel like this question is very, like, everybody already knows this is Tiwa Savage, right? Always been, hasn't changed. But then again, I don't think there's really anything special about it, because Tiwa Savage is everybody's crush, both male and female. So yeah, I'm probably the 995th millionth person on the list. But yeah, and this person goes, when are you going to have your own YouTube channel? You're doing well, keep it up. First of all, thank you very much. And yes, this is why we're doing this. Typically I am not very active on other platforms. The social media platform that I'm most active on is Instagram. And typically I would have done this on Instagram, but this is my way of trying to, sort of, bring a bit of attention to my YouTube, because I've had a YouTube channel for a very, very long time, where I just post random stuff, like maybe like my, singing covers, dance covers, random videos, stuff like that. So this is why we're doing this right now. So if you are joining us for the first time, just randomly bumping into this video, please do us a favor and just click on that subscribe button and like and share and turn on post notifications, because I intend to do more of this, just to keep the fire burning in the YouTube space. So yes, thank you very much for that encouragement. And this one goes, which African country have you been to on a vacation? Sadly, I've not been to many African countries. I've only been to, other than Nigeria, obviously, I've only been to Ghana and South Africa, which is a bit of a shame, because I really do want to, visit many African countries. I really want to go to Uganda. I really want to go to Kenya. I really want to go to Tanzania, like so many places. So maybe a 2025 plan, maybe 2024 is almost over, and the holidays that I have planned for the rest of the year are nowhere near Africa. So maybe next year we'll make it happen. This one goes, do you and your twin have any form of codependency? You seem to spend a lot of time apart. Yes, we do spend a lot of time apart, but we're very fine. We have a great relationship, other than the fact that we're twins, or we're each other's twin brothers. We are each other's only brothers. We have a great relationship. We are able to have conversations that we can't have with our other siblings, because they are women and they can't see from a male person's perspective. So when you need that, homeboy to talk to, we have that kind of relationship. And we're great as well when we're not together. I mean, he lived in Europe for a long time when he was in uni, and I was in Nigeria. And in all that time, I think he was probably home like twice. And we were fine. We speak on the phone a lot, so I guess that kind of helps, for us to cope when we're not together. And even when we're together, we're very different people. We have very different routines. He's not a morning person at all. I am. So even when we're in the same house, before he's up, from sleep or wherever, I'm already off to work. And his work is very, I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not, but it's like he works from home. He doesn't really have to, stress himself. I'm the one who's in a car from one film set to the other. And by the time I come home, I'm tired, probably see him in the living room or wherever, speak to him for a few minutes, go to sleep because I'm tired, and then I'm off to work the next day. So yeah, but we have a great relationship. We're cool. What is your greatest achievement this year? That's deep. My greatest achievements this year is turning 37, being alive and healthy, because as far as I'm concerned, it's an achievement. Everything else is just complimentary, because life has to come first before anything else you can possibly achieve. So yeah, no long answer to that one. It's very simple. That's actually my greatest achievements this year, just turning 37, adding another year, and being alive, being healthy, being happy, having the ones that I love around me. Everyone's doing great. I'm grateful for that. So yeah. What does your typical day consist of? I actually did a video of a day in my life not so long ago, and even though you had like the craziest commentary, which I guess people liked, but that's typically what my day is like. When I'm filming, I am up in the morning at 7 or 8 because I have to get to film set at maybe 9. I'm on film set the entire day till 10, 11, 12, sometimes 1 a.m. Come back home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, same routine. On the days that I am not filming, now, like I said, I'm a morning person. Regardless of whether I'm filming or not, I tend to never sleep beyond 9 a.m. I'm up early anyway, do a bunch of stuff. I just like being active in the morning, do a bunch of stuff, and then maybe I can take a nap. Not in the bedroom because that just feels very serious. I can take a nap on the couch in the living room for a few hours and then just go about the rest of my day. Spend time with family, maybe go out to eat somewhere, a nice restaurant, or have drinks, or just chill, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much. Work can be very, very, it can be very, very engaging, and it can be very time consuming, where you find yourself not really having a lot of time to do a bunch of other stuff, which I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for work because we've got bills to pay. But yeah, it gets quite busy. But my chill days, I just really want to chill. I don't really want to do a lot like that. So yeah. When are we getting this year on Igbo Gist While Eating series again? I have missed it. I have actually missed it as well. But you see, the thing is, I'm being very intentional about that because I have something on the works with that particular character, Okinwonicha, which I feel like a lot of you who are fans of that character are going to love. Because of that, I'm trying to not put out so much, especially on Instagram. I will put out a bunch of stuff in the near future, but Nigerians are the quick tire for something, so I don't want you people to get tired of the character before I actually, give you what I really want to give you with the character, which again, I think all of you are really going to love. So just be patient with me, and in due time, it will hit your screens, wherever it is you're watching from. This one goes, what will be your next trip, Mr. Globetrotter? I mean, the year is almost over. I think I have about maybe 2 or 3 trips planned for the rest of the year. The good thing about it is that it's somewhere that I've never been before. I'm excited. And if you know me well enough, you know that I actually never say until you see it. So, lips sealed until then. This one goes, how do you look calm? Or rather, how do you look so calm in movies and go wild and funny on your Instagram? Yeah, I don't really put too much thought into it. I think the way that my mind operates, for instance, if I'm recording stuff for Instagram or for any of my social media platforms like I'm doing right now, it's just me. I'm in my space. I feel comfortable. There's nobody watching. It's not like I'm shy or anything. I never get shy. Apparently, it's not in my body anymore. But there's just a freedom that comes with knowing that you're just doing your own thing. On the film set, it depends on a bunch of stuff. Now, I have a tendency to, observe my environment, especially on the first day. And that also depends on a bunch of stuff. Now, if I walk into a film set and the people around me, especially the crew members, I feel like the crew members are the people that bring out the worst in me. I'm great with actors, but see, I have a lot of crew member friends that are just crazy. I'm not going to mention names, or some of them are mad. So they bring out the madness in me. So once I walk into a film set and these are crew members that I've probably worked with before, listen, from day one, everybody's going to be moving mad, right? Now, if I walk into a film set and there are a bunch of new people, from the first day, I'm probably just observing, being calm, cool, collected. From day 2, you start to see a bit of my madness. From day 3, everybody's moving mad. So that's pretty much, how I operate. Now, in terms of the characters that I play, you have to play the role. If the character, is someone who is calm, I have to be calm, right? If I have to play someone who's crazy, I play someone who's crazy. So yeah, I guess that's the whole contrast between who I am on social media. That is more of the real me than what you see on screen, because what you see on screen, I'm just playing a character, which can be similar to who I am, but not really who I am. So yeah, that's it. Can you remember your first film and the year? I actually don't remember the title of my first film. My first acting experience, obviously, I did an interview recently about that. I remember that it was The Station, the TV series. But my actual first film, I don't remember the title, but I know that it was sometime in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the title. All I know is that it was produced and directed by Elvis Chooks, and Helen Paul was in that film. It was my first time meeting her in person. She probably doesn't even remember this. But yeah, I'm so sorry, I don't remember the title. which is a shame. I really should. If I dig into my archives, I will probably fish it out. So sorry about that, whoever asked the question. Which movie can you say made you popular? I actually don't know. I feel like different people came across my work at different stages in my career. And I think it has a lot to do with the way, the whole acting thing started for me, because I never wanted to act. Then I started acting, but I wasn't really interested. But then I picked interest, but I was still a bit skeptical. So I was kind of like in and out and in and out. And my first film, like I said, I don't remember. But my second film was Playing Safe, still by Elvis Chooks. And it was my second film, and it was my first cinema film, and I went to cinemas and I went for the premiere, so it was quite big, and I had a great role in the film, so a lot of people knew me from that. And then after that, I didn't even still do much, because again, I was still very like, do I really want to do this acting thing? And then other stuff came my way, and I would also say maybe Lotana as well, because Lotana was probably one of the most publicized films of its time, 2017 or so. Like, a lot of people, even to today, a lot of people that did not eventually watch Lutana, Your Loss, knew about the film, because there was just a lot of publicity and noise around the film, and people who managed to see it knew me from that. So maybe Lutana, but I don't. There's lots of people who have never seen it, who have never even heard of it, and are only just hearing about me right now, and it feels like I just showed up, but I've been in the game for a while. So yeah, I can't say which movie in particular made me popular. So yeah. This goes, why did you get a tattoo, and what is the inspiration behind it? The thing about me and tattoos, growing up, I always liked tattoos on people. I just never pictured it on myself. For many reasons. The most important one being that obviously when I got into the entertainment space, my mom, who obviously I respect so much, has always been very supportive. But I always had to use my head where I did not want to push my luck. Because of the line of work that I was into, it required that I experimented a lot with my looks. I had, a lot more hair. Not like right now, maybe say the hair no grow again. I had braids, I had afro, I had dreads, I had, magnetic studs and stuff like that. Because at the time, modeling, you kind of had to look that way. So I know that it was new for her, it was weird for her, but she was, for the most part, very understanding and supportive. So I didn't really want to push my luck by, getting a tattoo. My best friend at the time, who's still my best friend till today, already had a tattoo at the time. I didn't want it to seem like it was a bad influence or whatever. My mom always knew that I'm really not the kind of person who can be influenced into doing something. So I kind of wanted to maintain that person that she knew me to be. And also I always had this thing about, if I was ever going to get a tattoo, it has to be things that mean something to me and would always be important to me, regardless of wherever I am in life, how old I am. And then it always has to be something, or rather it had to be when I'm older and I knew for a fact that it wasn't something I was going to regret. So I kind of like just didn't really think about it. So getting a tattoo right now, it was just very random. Woke up one morning and kind of like just wanted to get something to pay tribute to my mom, while she's here. And I got her name on my left arm. It's actually a nickname that my dad gave her, Azum Diallo, which literally means my back is heavy, but metaphorically it means something deeper. And then on my right arm, I kind of always wanted a band, but not just a band. I wanted it to be tied to something, which is why there's a lion head here, which kind of represents my dad in some way, because it was called Ago. So I have my mom on my left and my dad on my right. So those are the only tattoos I have for now. This one, very simple. Money or family? 100% family. Money will always be made. Money will come and go. Family is forever. So yeah. What is the most unusual local dish you have tried and where? I had octopus for the first time in Greece. Now, I don't know if it's a local dish. What I know for a fact is that for most islands in Greece, you'd hardly ever go to a restaurant and not see octopus on the menu. So it was very popular there, and that was the first time I had it. I'm not very big on seafood. I'm very selective. Most seafood make me nauseous. But I tried it for the first time. It wasn't bad. I don't know if I'm going to try it again. So I guess that would be my answer to that. Other than that, I'm not very adventurous with food. So I can't say I've had any really unusual local dish, but that one stood out for me because one, it was seafood that I wasn't really into seafood, and then it was octopus. So yeah. What is something you love to eat and drink a lot? Okay, look, everybody already knows that my favorite food in the world is bread and tea. But that is not to say that that's the only thing. I have other stuff that I eat that I really, 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 really like. I really, really like. See, I like swallow a lot. I don't like eba and semo. If I had to pick one of the two, I don't like either. But if I had to pick one of the two, it would most likely be eba. But see, pounded yam and fufu and amala. I love these ones, and I love different kinds of soup. I love draw soup, okra, bono, white soup. I love oha soup. My mom makes the best oha soup, followed by my sister. I love afang soup. The thing about afang soup is, funny thing is I don't eat it a lot. There's only one person on the face of the earth that makes afang the way that I like it. So because of that, I don't eat afang a lot, right? But I do like it. So yes, please guys, it's not just bread and tea. It's my favorite, but I have other things that come really close that, you know, I eat just as often. You just don't see me doing it. Are you a Christian? Really?